Hey guys, Joe here at JP Details with the not so average day in the life of an automotive valeter and detailer. Today is a little different than the usual, which I guess is the main reason as to why I've decided to record snippets throughout my day, as I knew that it would make a good video. The title was going to be called something along the lines of First Mobile Job in the Focus RS, but I ended up recording footage throughout the day, so the video turned into a day in the life. I have been tempted to do one of these for quite some time, so here we are. My days usually start around 8 AM with the alarm clock buzzing. I grab some Weetabix or Special K and flick the kettle on for a morning coffee, brush my teeth, have a wash and decorate myself in JP Details uniform whilst not forgetting the snapback cap. The coffee gets drank and then it's either off to a mobile job somewhere in Staffordshire or straight to the unit. I did mention that today is going to be a little different than the usual, and to begin with I only had 2 jobs booked in. The first being a simple wet sand and machine polishing job on a Land Rover Discovery to remove some unsightly scratches on the boot lid. The job is only down the road and I was planning a visit to Ripples Aquatics this afternoon before my next job, so I thought why the hell not, and let's take the Focus. A 10-minute drive down the road and I arrived at my first destination in record braking time and also record braking fuel usage. Valet Runner, who are based in Stone in Staffordshire, are a running and cycling store, and I was there to attend to the managing director's wife's vehicle. I'll show you inside their store shortly. The Land Rover Discovery was valeted the day before by myself, however I ran out of time, so I needed to pop back to sort out the troublesome defects on the boot lid the following day, which is today. Apparently these marks were caused by a garage door closing down on the boot lid, but regardless of how they got there, I needed to get them gone. Wet and dry sandpaper 2500 grit was deployed and away I went with the Meguiar's sanding block. Saturate the panel often and frequently to keep it lubricated and rub the sandpaper across the troublesome defect thoroughly with medium pressure. Land Rover paintwork in particular is very thick and for the most part they are pretty hard. This area could well and truly take one heck of a thorough wet sand before breaking through the clear coat. The objective is to get the troublesome area completely flatted down so that it's a complete light shade of grey, essentially until the clear coat is fully roughed up. If I could give you one word of advice for wet sanding, then it would be to simply give it a try. You will be surprised with how easy it is to do. In reality, you must be doing something incredibly wrong to break through the clear coat, or if you did happen to break through the clear coat, then the chances are it will be a problem with the car that you didn't notice beforehand. Experience is key, but regardless of that, you still need to get the experience in the first place.
I've forgotten that I've left my pads back at the unit, so I'm going to have to go back get the pads.
No, you're having a day like my week's been like your day. Did he tell you how he did that?
No.
He got a garage door and he opened it up on it at Christmas time.
Oh, okay.
He said, I promise I'll clean your car and get it fixed.
Right, okay, fair enough.
It's not a biggie, is it? But you do see it a bit.
Yeah, this, I'm not going to be able to get it away 100%.
Oh no,
but
I'm not a, yeah.
I shall get it good enough that it's going to take your eye away
from
from
my
it.
marriage out.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
should be.
Do you want your coffee first? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'll let it cool down a bit, but yeah, cheers. Thanks very much.
After the wet sanding was complete, the area was given an initial cutting stage using the Rupes Mini Bigfoot and a 3-inch microfiber cutting pad and the Rupes Green Medium compound. When refining wet sanding marks in automotive paintwork, it does take quite a bit of time to fully restore. Lots of passes, a nice amount of compound, and yourself being incredibly thorough with the machine polisher is going to work wonders. The objective with the cutting stage is to restore the paintwork's finish back to a nice and glossy one and to obviously remove all of that light grey haze. When I was satisfied that the cutting stage had done its job, I selected a Rupes White 3-inch finishing pad and the Rupes White finishing polish to maximise the gloss level on the troublesome area. When you compound paintwork, it does tend to leave a haze of its own behind and even some identical or uniform swirl marks from the cutting abrasives. The finishing stage is going to make sure that all of that is removed and that the paintwork is completely refined. Once again, with the finishing stage, you want to be nice and thorough, making sure that all of that polish gets worked into the areas with obsession. With the troublesome area wiped down with IPA so I can inspect the results, followed with a wipe over with detail spray, it was time to pack up the gear in the back of the Focus before heading off. Before we leave, let's take a quick look around the Valet Runner store.
Hey, gonna shoot some footage inside your store, just as a snippet of the video. Yeah. Just thought, why not whilst I'm here?
Wrap the shop.
Literally just gonna shoot a few angles. I'll talk about the company and what it is that you do. And
Valet Runner, who are based in Stone, specialise in cycling and running equipment, and everything seems to be top of the line. They are a small independent store in the heart of Staffordshire, just minutes away from the M6, Junction 14 and the Cannock Chase Trails Centre. The business is run by people who love riding bikes and running outdoors as much as possible. They offer great brands and have a fantastic service centre, as well as offering personal performance plans for runners and riders alike. They offer free shipping to the UK mainland and a no-hassle returns policy for your peace of mind. One thing that captured my eyes whilst being in this store was the nice selection of bikes towards the back. I certainly wouldn't mind getting my hands on the full suspension bike in the middle. A few free coffees later and it was time to make a move. I had 2 hours spare in the middle of the day, so after 4 weeks of waiting for a bit of spare time to crop up, I decided today was the day to finally get the new fish for the aquarium. After filling the Focus up at the local Shell garage with the one and only V-Power fuel, I began heading over to Ripple's Waterlife in Tamworth, not realising that it was actually Ripple's Waterlife in Lichfield, which was where I needed to go. I arrived at Ripple's Waterlife in Tamworth to be greeted by a poor selection of fish, which was incredibly disappointing. I tapped in the Lichfield store postcode into my mobile phone sat-nav and started heading over to the right store. I had originally purchased my 2 plecos from the Lichfield store, so I already knew that they had a nice choice of fish to choose from, but unfortunately I got the 2 stores mixed up amongst the haste of the day. 20 minutes away from the destination and my mobile phone's battery decided to die, which left me with no way of knowing how to finish off the rest of the journey. I abandoned the fish buying mission as I needed to get back to the unit for a vehicle drop-off and valet, which was fast approaching. I had 30 minutes to get back to the unit from being somewhere in Lichfield, which is a 30-minute drive if you know where you are going, and I also needed to stop off somewhere to grab some lunch. What a wasted journey to Tamworth and a waste of 20 quid in fuel, but I guess shit happens.
Go on.
I arrived back at the unit only 5 minutes late to be greeted by the next customer. I immediately began work on the afternoon's job, which was a silver valet on a filthy white Fiat 500. I've got a budget allowing for 4 hours of work, it is a filthy car inside out, it hasn't been cleaned in like forever, and it will simply be a job where I have to do my best, whilst being fully aware that the budget or timescale are incredibly restricting. My silver valet focuses on the interior, so it includes a full scrub down and clean for all interior surfaces, whilst also giving the exterior a basic wash. I began with giving the interior a thorough vacuum and dust around before attacking with the APC and various brushes for cleaning the plastics, dashboard, carpet, seats and floor mats, etc. Not all customers in the car care market want their vehicles prepared to show standard. In fact, this is where my valeting services come in very handy for those working to a more realistic budget. I am going to make a video all about cleaning the filthy Fiat 500 as it demonstrates one of the entry-level valeting services for those not interested in automotive perfection, which is quite a lot of customers. In that video I am going to go into greater detail about the cleaning stages to revitalise the condition of the Fiat 500 and keep things a bit more simplified in today's video. I ended up leaving the radio on in the background whilst attending to the Fiat 500, so please excuse some sped up footage or muted footage, but please remember I've done my best with the editing. With the Fiat 500 finished off, and I did address those final stains on the interior seats as I hadn't noticed them until finishing. Cream and black striped interiors can be very deceiving, but once again I wasn't being paid to spend an entire day on the car. The 500 was picked up, I tidied the unit up, and at 6:30 PM I waited for my final job of the day to arrive. Mohammed from Manchester is setting up his own mobile valeting business, and he got himself booked in for a 2-hour business consultation session. Quite simply so he could pick my brains in terms of how he should start marketing his business, and also help and guidance with picking the right tools. It was an early start to the day, roughly 8:30 AM, and a respectfully late finish at 8:30 PM, and then it was back home to have some soup and continue editing the next YouTube video. I hope you enjoyed today's insight into a random day in the life of an automotive detailer and valeter. Granted, it was a little different than the usual, which has hopefully made this video a bit more appealing to watch. As always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for lots more content. Be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, just search JP Details. Feel free to visit the JP Details online store, as I have recently added a few new products. I'll hopefully catch you in the next one.